It would feel a significant absence, particularly Gabriel. We will wait to see, and guess we'll find out from Mikel Arteta probably on Friday as to how long it might be. But Gabriel has been immense this season, hasn't he?
I would say their best player, most instrumental player this season, leadership quality. Going into a North London derby at this weekend, there is no bigger game. Arsenal flying high at the top of the league. You need your players. Him and Saliba, for me, the best centre-half partnership in the league at the moment, and look like they were going to go on to win the title with a solid base. What they have, yes, they've conceded 2 goals against Sunderland. It's a very emotional game at the weekend. Tottenham are going there to derail their season. Don't worry about that. They're going to try their best to be able to do that. So it's a huge blow for Arsenal and for Mikel Arteta.
Let's talk more about Arsenal then, because Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis, an app where passionate fans share their opinions on their club. If you want to represent your club, then scan the QR code or visit the Sky Sports app for more details. Let's talk to Arsenal fan Christian Tai. Christian, good morning to you. In terms of the players you feel you could afford to lose, where is he on the irreplaceable scale with comparison to the likes of an Ødegaard or a Rice or a Saka?
Yeah, he's right up there. Maybe the most important. I said a couple of weeks ago, I think there's 3. I think Declan Rice, Jurriën Timber and Gabriel. Those are the 3, I think, if they get injured, we have the biggest drop-off. And yeah, when I heard the news, I thought it was a joke. You know, I saw it on online, and I'd actually seen before Brazil played, I actually saw a rumour that he was injured, and then I kind of researched it, and I was like, oh, it's just, some trolls online. And then when I saw the actual news, I was like, oh, it must be trolls again. They got me earlier.
Just keep hoping the's loads of trolls out there. Usually you're right, to be fair.
Yeah, usually. And I was like, hold on a sec. And then I see the picture of him kind of holding his thigh. And yeah, you see some tweet. I was like, there's no way. This happened with Martin Ødegaard last season, international break. It just feels like, look, I'm sure other clubs feel the same way, but as an Arsenal fan, it feels like it always happens to us. Just when we're in a great moment, just when the momentum is building, just when we should have been in a good place with injuries, The amount of attacking players that are going to be back, I think Madueke, Jesus, Havertz, Gyökeres, Ødegaard, Martinelli are all in contention for the next couple of weeks to come back. So it was like, all right, we've had injury problems already, but now we're getting through them. And then for this to happen, yeah, it hurts. It does hurt. And yeah, like you said, if there was one player you wouldn't want it to be, it's Gabriel.
Christian, as a fan, you always look at the internationals where your players are taking part and check if there's any injuries, just so, because it's a massive game, isn't it, at the weekend? You need to win that one.
Yeah, I always have a look. I always check Netherlands to see how Timber's doing, because obviously he had the ACL injury, so I'm like, oh, something could go wrong there.
Are you checking out Van de Ven at the same time?
No, I would never wish injury upon other teams.
Yeah, your nose is growing. But it's nearly as big as mine.
No, I never would, man. Look, I'm always a fan that I want the best to come up against us, because I want us to beat the best.
Yeah.
I think we played Manchester City and Rodri was missing at one point, maybe last season or the year before.
You're disappointed with that,
I want him to play. I want him to play because I want us to beat City. Do you know what I mean? And then we can say we beat City rather than the excuses come out, oh, but Rodri was missing. I think we played United a couple of years ago. They didn't have Casemiro, and that was the excuse. And I was like, I want us to beat them. Obviously, I don't want injuries on anyone. But yeah, always checking. It always feels like something happens. But we have the squad now, hopefully. I know I said this position will hurt us, but there's things we can do. You could put Calafiori left centre-back. I know he had his injury worries this international break as well, but apparently he's 100% ready. So you could put him centre-back, play Mars Lewis-Skelly. You could play Hincapié left centre-back. If you wanted to rejig it even more, maybe Mosquera comes in, you can move Saliba. We do have options, which I think is the difference now.
What would you do?
I personally would play Calafiori left centre-back and play Mars Lewis-Skelly at left-back.
I think he's all right, Calafiori. I think the Italy game was a dead rubber. I think his priority is with Arsenal at the moment until the playoff.
Yeah, I think so. I think they said that he could have played in their next game, but they just didn't want to risk it.
Christian, is this crunch time for Arsenal in the coming weeks when you look at the fixtures that are on the way, both in the Premier League and the Champions League as well? I mean, if you can get through to the end of that Villa game away from home unscathed, you'll be surely feeling pretty bullish about your chances of winning the title.
Yeah, I said that these next 5 Premier League games could potentially define our season. Sunderland was included in that. Obviously, you've got Tottenham, Chelsea away, Brentford at home, Villa away, which obviously they're in great form. That's not going to be easy either. So, yeah, look, someone asked me the other day, out of those next 3, Tottenham at home, Bayern Munich at home, Chelsea away, what are if you could drop points in one, what would it be? And I said Bayern Munich. You know, the form we've been in the Champions League, if you could draw that or even lose that, obviously I wouldn't want to lose that, but if it meant we beat Tottenham and beat Chelsea, I would take that all day. So yeah, look, let's just focus on Spurs on Sunday. Hopefully we can get through it. I feel like we'll still have enough to do a job on Spurs, especially at the Emirates, and with the attacking players coming back. So
you do realise, Christian, Tottenham are better away from home.
They're better, but are they as good as us? That's the question.
Well, we'll see.
Christian, we will leave it there as Sherwood prods away outside off stump. But thank you very much indeed.
Caramanlis, Nick, good to see you. So come on, where do you stand in this Miles Lewis-Skelly debate? Do you not think, as I've said, he's between a rock and a hard place here? Because Arteta's not going to let him go, but Tuchel's saying, you've got to play more, mate, if I'm going to look at you.
Yeah, look. All right, Jamie, how you doing?
It's my mate.
Last season,
Who, Nick?
Yeah.
Can't believe he's
we're
gone.
practically family, Jamie.
If anything from now, mate, you talk absolute garbage. Full of garbage.
Have you two been on before?
No, he's a family friend. I went on holiday with him a couple of years ago, and I ain't seen him since.
When you had those Crocs in that open net thing by the pool?
Oh, Nick, come on, what you got for us?
Well, listen, Miles Lewis-Skelly, look, we all know the talent. Last season, he was one of our standouts, wasn't he? A confidence he brings at such a young age, and he's so physical as well at that age as well. He wins us so many fouls. That's the only way to get the ball off him. I did have concerns when Calafiori started coming in over him because he was so good last season. But I think Arteta's got a different role for Calafiori. He was almost like a number 9 half the time. And yeah, obviously, it's not great for the youngster because it's a World Cup year and he wants to get the minutes. But
Nick, why is he not playing him? Why is Arteta not picking him? That's because he was in the squad and now he's at. Why is Arteta now saying Calafiori's my guy? Does he make mistakes?
I don't think. No, well, I don't think it's a lack of. I don't think the lack of playing time is a reflection of his talent. I don't think it's that. First of all, it kind of shows our depth in our squad as well. I mean, look. You could argue that maybe last season he got too many games, more games than Arteta would have liked to because of injuries. So maybe he threw him in a bit too early. Yeah. We got a little taste of him and now we want more. But actually, Arteta's plan tactically is Calafiori suits us better. If you look at our games, Calafiori is sometimes like a number 9. He's the furthest forward. And maybe he plays that role better than Lewis-Skelly does. I don't know. My concern for Lewis-Skelly is now when Calafiori comes off, Hincapie's coming on. And that is where I'm thinking, well, hold on, if you want that bit of steel, maybe Lewis-Skelly should be the one coming on.
How highly do you rate him, Nick? I mean, we had that chat with Jamie a minute ago, and I said, well, how many other Premier League teams would he start for? I mean, what's your answer to that? He doesn't start for City, he wouldn't start for Liverpool. I mean, I know he's 19, I get that, and he's a huge talent, and he's got massive potential, but right now is what we're talking about, to go to a World Cup. How highly do you rate him?
Well, I rate him really highly. First of all, why doesn't he start for Liverpool? Who's their left back?
Well, Robertson's starting ahead of Kirkes at the moment, isn't he?
Exactly. So I think he starts for Liverpool.
He's not better than Robertson, is he?
I think he does. I think
right
he does.
Now? He's a boy, according to Jamie. He's not a man.
Well, hold on. There was a reason why they brought Kirkes in, because Robertson wasn't great last season. All right, Kirkes hasn't hit the ground running, so Robertson's come in. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly is a better player than both of them.
Hold on, so hold on,
but
Nick, if Calafiori's injured and you're going for the Premier League title, and I offered you Lewis-Skelly or Robertson, you'd go for Lewis-Skelly and start him every game at left back.
Yeah.
He wasn't convinced there, Nick.
And that's not biased.
Nicky boy, you weren't convinced. That wasn't a convincing yes at all. I hear you though. I hear you. I tend to agree with you. Listen, I love Robertson. I love Robertson, but his performances this season have said that maybe they're looking elsewhere. But Kirkes hasn't been good enough. I agree with you. Miles Lewis-Skelly potentially, I think, could and would start for Liverpool. He doesn't start for Manchester City, and he's not starting for Arsenal. Outside of that, it's up for debate. He would start for 85% of most Premier League sides.